go. Now she has some strands of hair that has the texture applied over it, and we probably don't want that either. So I'll just zoom in a little bit closer here. And let's see, we'll move this over just a touch. And I can just make a smaller brush here and paint on her hair. Let me go ahead and just make sure this is right. Yeah, I can lower the opacity of this layer here, this face texture layer. That way I can see her hair just a little bit more clear. So just to make sure that I'm painting on her hair and I'm not touching her skin. I'll make sure that layer mask is selected, and I'll just come in here, paint on this mask just like this. Although we can't see the texture now very clear, but that's okay. I can go back and touch it up later on, but I just want to make sure that I'm getting the strands of her hair here. There we go. And if you can see, if I turn the opacity back up, you can see that her hair is not affected by the texture. Look at that. And I can come in here. So it looks like her hair is covering her face, and well, it is covering her face, but being that this is supposed to be her skin, we don't want it. We don't want the skin on top of the hair. It's just the other way around. There we go, something like this. And I don't always get this the first try, so I make a lot of mistakes. So, and we have some other strands here that we can touch up. You know, if you want to get really intricate, really picky about this, you can do this. There you go. That's one strand. It's actually a few strands of hair, but I'm just going to move this across here just to add a little fine detail. And I'll turn this up. And that makes a little bit of a difference, not a whole lot. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. Okay, cool. And we'll probably have the henna piece covered this area of her face anyway, just over here. So you might not see that texture there. I'll probably make a larger brush here. And I'll just go over her eyebrows just a little tiny bit. Something like that. I'll do this side as well. Make those eyebrows just stand out just a little bit more. And let's look over here. If there's anything over here that we need to do. And of course the eyes. We'll get to that in just a second. I just want to look over here a little bit. And touch up some of these areas. There we go. We can go ahead and zoom out and take a look at it. Okay, it looks like the hair is coming over the texture there. You see that? So it really looks like it's a part of her skin. And let's zoom into this eye, and I'll just select, whoops, let me go ahead and select the paintbrush, and I'll make this a little bit larger. And I'll paint on this mask and remove the texture in her eye. Just right to the edge there. Sort of up to you how far you want to go, how far you want to have that texture go into her eye. I'll move over to this side and paint on the layer mask to reveal the eye below here, just like this. You're so close, we can even add makeup. It's just amazing how close we are. It's a really good photograph. I actually emailed a photographer in Utah. His name's Justin Grant at Justin Grant Photography, and I asked him if I could have this photo untouched, and he said sure. So he sent it on over and he let me use it for the project, and I thought that was pretty cool. So it has a lot of detail. It's a really nice image. But okay, cool. And that's looking pretty hot there. I could turn up the opacity just a little bit more, so we can really make that texture visible. You can start to see that this really looks more realistic now. Now, of course, we have the top here. We could probably adjust that a tiny bit because we can sort of see that line going through there a little bit. And that can be a little bit tricky. So I'm going to turn this hardness all the way up. And I don't remember every single thing I did when I did this project. I have to sort of guess at it a little bit. And again, we're going to have the henna over this portion of her face, but you can see I just made that blend in just a little bit better there. And we have some other spaces here. We could probably add some paint. I could create some other little things like that if I wanted to, just to add to the texture a little bit, but you get the idea. So, all right, well, this is looking pretty hot.